welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and today is going to be a continuation of our Get Fit With Me series, Yoga Edition, and we're going to be doing a practice that's called Connect, and that is day 26. So we are dwindling away. So 4 more after that of this particular series. And then we're going to be mixing and mastering and kind of just trying a bunch of different things. Also, I am thinking about this, just a side note, and I kind of just now thought about it just now off the top of the dome. Besides doing some yoga routines, like practice, trying other YouTubers who do yoga, their routines, I'm also thinking about possibly incorporating some at-home exercises just in general, like strength training, because actually one of the things I was doing during the pandemic when the gyms were not open, I would love to share that with people. And so I have my own thing I was doing to kind of keep fit and also not be totally, lose progress from what the hard work I've put in for, I would say, the past 15 years. I didn't want that to go to waste because, I've been in pretty decent shape for that long, and I didn't really want to, digress back to old habits, if you will. So I am also thinking about even incorporating those routines in as well. But it is probably going to be more mainly on the yoga side, just because it's the easiest to kind of do at home, and is one of those things that most people can just do fairly easily at home. And the goal is I want people to be inspired and to want to do, get fit on their own, but not feel too intimidated where they can't do it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of how the wheels are going. Anyway, I digress, but I hope you do enjoy this yoga session. It's going to be roughly 24 minutes, not quite 24 minutes. And yeah, we're going to get right into it. We're going to start the yoga practice today lying down with our knees in our chest and kind of massaging our back in the process, holding our knees against our chest. From there, we're going to transition into a seated position with our legs crossed. So cross-legged position. Once we are in this cross-legged position, we're going to be basically doing a cross-legged version of the cat-cow, so a lot of stretching and a lot of moving our neck around and whatnot. Once we have completed stretching and the cat-cow variations in the cross-legged position, we are now going to transition into a downward-facing dog. From the downward facing dog, we are going to move to the front of the mat in this downward forward bend. From the downward forward bend, we root to rise. Once we root to rise, we do end up in a lunge, and from a lunge, we then are going to be moving into a plank, but using our knees to plank. So basically, an alternate version of a push-up. And basically that's what the movement we're going to be doing a couple times, a lot of push-up movements. Once we do the push-up movement a couple times, we are going to then transition into kind of a vinyasa, so either an upward facing dog or a cobra, into a downward facing dog, and then making our way back into the front of the mat in a downward forward bend. Once we are at downward forward bend, we are root to rising and basically kind of repeating the sequence again, just the opposite side when it comes to the lunging. Once we've completed the sequence again on the opposite side, including the push-up and the plank and downward facing dog, we are back to downward forward bend, where we are then again going to then put our foot back to kind of doing a high lunge into I would say side angle pose, and we're going to be probably doing that on both sides. I totally forgot to mention, we definitely have Warrior 2 sprinkled in there before we get to the side angle pose. And I forgot about the Peaceful Warrior in there. Once we do the sequence on both sides, we are then sprinkling another vinyasa in between there and then moving into a child's pose. From the child's pose, we are then moving into lying on our back, basically getting close to the part where we are wrapping up, getting close to the point of wrapping up the practice. We are lying completely down on our backs. We're going to do a twist on both sides, basically just getting one last stretch before the close of the practice. And right before we do end up in corpse pose or shavasana, we do add in a happy baby pose to really stretch things out. Hi, so that concludes the yoga practice for today, Connect. And most of what the practice was about, and I didn't really know, of course, until I did it, it was basically about reconnecting with your body, obviously, but also reconnecting with your breath as you're moving your body. So that way, you know, you're staying present, number one, and number two, it's all flowing. I mean, it should basically, if you end up doing the practice yourself and you do it properly, you should feel like it's a flow. So I actually thoroughly did enjoy this practice, not because there was a warrior pose in there, warrior two. I don't know, I did one when there's, anyway. But also because, as you can tell, and I think I've alluded to this in multiple videos, and I'm going to adjust because I'm doing this, and as I might have alluded to in multiple videos, that I prefer yoga practices where it's flowing and kind of like vinyasa style. That's more of my preference. Now, I'll do other yoga practices clearly that are like restorative. I'll try new things too. Like, I'm open to all of it, you know, because you don't know what you like until you try it, right? Sometimes, not for everything, clearly. But so yeah, I did enjoy this practice. This one was about 23 minutes. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Anyway, if you enjoy this content and you really enjoy what you're seeing here, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Oh, before I close this video, I almost forgot. So just a little bit of a content update. I am actually planning on doing a story time as my next video after this one. Because not that anyone's asking, but people in my real life do ask me or just assume that I've always been this shape and I've always been really into fitness. Not true. Not true at all. People have known me since I was little. I was actually I was an overweight kid. Okay. I'll just state that right then and there. I was an overweight kid. I was overweight for most of my life until probably like 25, 26 is when I finally got in shape. Like, don't get twisted. I would say like 18/19, I started losing weight, but it was always a yo-yo, and it wasn't always the most healthiest ways of losing weight. That's why I say 25, 26 is when I really started to get it together, and it was more in a very healthy way. And then I actually got gut checked for a minute on making sure it was healthy, and then that kind of made me redirect course to make sure I stayed on a healthy path of losing the weight. And so I kind of want to share that journey with people, just a little bit more insight of who I am as a person and why I am the way I am, at least when it comes to the health and fitness of it all, and why it kind of high-key became my passion. Prior to my day-to-day job, I actually used to work at a gym because I've always had this dream of doing something in the world of fitness, but making it where it can financially make sense for me to do it long term. And clearly the gym thing the math wasn't mathing when it came to that. And it also had to do with where I lived at the time. It was a whole thing. But anyway, so that's one thing that I find beautiful about what I'm doing now with this channel is I'm finally going back to that. It wasn't a dream that I forgot about. I just put it on pause, and now we're redirecting course. So we're going to get it how we get it. It's just I had to redirect how I was going to do it and to figure it out. So I say all that to say that the next video that I post is going to be a story time. And I'll probably even let you in a little bit on what my long-term goals are. I don't want to say all of it because, again, not everyone wants what's best for you. And I'm a very firm believer of energy. You can attract good energy and bad energy. And over here, we're only doing positive over here. Let's just be perfectly clear. Anyway, so I digress. I just wanted to give you that little tidbit about what's going on next. But if you get anything out of this channel, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. And also, the story times, by the way, it's kind of nostalgic in a way because I'm going back in time to give you a little taste of how I became who I am today. So, see, I'm finding ways of sprinkling in the nostalgic. We're getting there. Anyway, bye!